How's it going, everyone? It's me, Whiplashthesnake, bringing you yet another life story today, and as you can tell from the gameplay in the background, yes, we're going to be talking about another school story. I asked you guys on Twitter just the other day if you wanted to see something from elementary school, or if you guys wanted to see something from, well, my college days, and, well, you guys wanted to see elementary school. It was an overwhelming majority of you that wanted to see the elementary school. So, yeah, this is kind of an interesting story. It's probably something that only I could manage to do. I don't even know how it happened, but it just did. So, that being said, we're gonna get right into this one because, yeah, it's an interesting story. We're going back all the way to 3rd grade for this one. Yes, all the way back to when I was like 7 or 8 years old. I don't even remember the age that I was. What age are you in 3rd grade? I don't even remember. I was that age. It was 3rd grade, and, well, it was an interesting year because, well, I basically had the most interesting teacher for that year. Like, you know how most teachers are. They'll just be there, they'll be all boring and normal, and they'll just be like, yeah, welcome to class, here's 17,000 papers, get them done by the end of the day, good luck. No, the teacher I had was pretty cool. He was one of the teachers that, well, actually made learning fun, and he actually really liked his job, so it really had an effect on the students where they would enjoy learning in the class because the teacher was fun and engaging. Now, we're gonna need a name for this teacher because, well, this story involves him quite a bit, and we'll just call him Mr. Henderson. Now, the reason that Mr. Henderson was so unique and he was one of the best teachers there is, well, he would have little days where he would do extreme lessons, basically. They would be like, alright, we're going to be learning about fractions, or we're going to be learning about this type of shit. And he would just use examples of real life stuff in a comedic way. Like, for example, a science lesson, he wanted to teach us how things change over time, so he literally took a glazed donut, stuck it to the whiteboard with some tape, and left it there for like over a week. We just had a glazed donut just chilling on the whiteboard. It was great. But I do have other stories from this class in particular, one from a very specific day that I don't even know what the lesson was supposed to be. All I know is we got to have a little bit of fun that day. But really, if I took away much from his class, it was how memorable of an experience it was because, well, he actually did a great job teaching everyone. Like, seriously, out of all the teachers I've ever had, he has to be, like, in the top 5, like, somewhere near the top of it. However, this story takes place on a bad note because if you read the title of this here video, it's almost suspended for a note. Yep. Let me explain, okay? So on this day in particular, I don't really know what I did to get myself in trouble. I don't remember this part of it at all. All I know is that I got in trouble for something and I ended up having to go to someone else's classroom to, well, sit there and think about what I did. I don't remember exactly what it is I did, I'm sorry. It was probably something stupid like, well, I didn't want to do my homework, or, well, I missed my homework, or I was just interrupting other kids and, well, wasn't really doing my classwork. It was probably something along those lines. Because as you guys should know by now, I am not the best student. Like, I am probably one of the worst students you could ever have. And again, guys, this was in elementary school, so, well, these were the days where I was getting in trouble basically every 2 seconds. Seriously, 1st through 8th grades were not my shining moments. You can probably expect quite a few more stories from in between those time periods as I remember them. But so, I was in trouble, I got sent to this room, and basically, the teacher gave me an assignment while I was in the room. Mr. Henderson basically said, alright, you're in trouble, you're going to go into this room, you're going to think about what you did, and I'm going to give you this piece of paper, like a little normal lined piece of paper, you know, from a notebook, just a normal kind of thing. And on this piece of paper, you're going to write me a 1-paragraph apology. Which, I mean, simple enough, although at the time I was pretty upset that I was in trouble for whatever I was in trouble for. I still have no idea what I got sent there for. But simple enough, he left me there. It was basically in another teacher's room while they were teaching. I was just sitting in the back of it at like a spare table they had. And so, you know, I'm just sitting there, I'm writing my note, you know, in my awful handwriting that I have. And even though I was mad at whatever happened, like I said, have no idea at all what I got in trouble for. But, you know, this guy was my favorite teacher, so I wanted to leave it off on a good note. I didn't want him to be pissed off at me, you know? I wanted to have a good relationship with this teacher. Because, you know, he was a cool guy, he was really funny, he did a lot of good stuff. I didn't want to have him pissed off at me every day, you know? And normal stuff, so I kind of wrote the note in a pretty nice way, you know? I said everything like, oh, I'm so sorry, I won't ever do it again, it was a mistake, I am a bitch, and I am writing you everything to suck your dick and make you feel wonderful in that I am the best student. And at the end of the note, well, like I normally did with a lot of notes, I ended it with a really questionable little phrase that, well, as a little 7 or 8-year-old as I was, I had no idea what the harm in it was. I just wrote it at the end of every note because, you know, I thought it was a nice thing to say. I thought that it would make people feel all bubbly inside, and that they would have a good time after reading the note, and that they would love it. Because, you know, saying sincerely at the end of your note, that is too fucking mainstream. You can't be doing that. You have to have something new, something original. And so that word that I used at the end of the note, instead of sincerely, comma, my name, I put love, comma, my name. That's right, a simple 4-letter word, love, L-O-V-E. That's what I wrote. That's what I put on the paper. That is what I gave to my teacher. Now keep in mind, in my little 8-year-old brain, or however old I was at this time, again, no idea, whatever age you are in 3rd grade, I had no idea that this would be a problem. I just thought that, oh, this is a word that people say to show that they care, and that they want to make things up, and that fucking movies corrupted me, you know? It's just a thing that you hear all the time as a little 8-year-old, and don't really think that it has any weight behind it, but it did. It really did. And it ended up getting me in an assload of trouble. So I handed this note to my teacher, and, you know, he went back to his desk, read it, and then about, like, literally 10 minutes later, he walked back over to my table and said, "Go into the hallway." And I'm just like, okay, am I in trouble again? He just says, go into the hallway. So I go into the hallway, and he says, alright, so I just read the note that you gave me. Why did you put this word at the end of the note? And so I just said, like, I just thought that it would be a good word to put there, you know. I'm apologizing, and I thought that it fit, and it would help make the apology more sincere. And he said something that, looking back on it, well, it made a lot of sense. He said, like, alright, well, notes like this could get me in trouble, so I'm going to need you to go to the office. And so I did, and I talked to the principal there, and, well, I explained the entire situation. He said, yeah, doing stuff like that can get you suspended. And I'm like, what? What did I do? I was just trying to apologize and seem nice. But then he gave me, luckily the principal was nice and gave me a separate option, which was a parent-teacher conference about a fucking note. After school, I had to literally have my mom come over to the classroom and have a sit-down talk with my teacher about a note that I put the harmless word love at the end of. And let me tell you, this wasn't a short sit-down little parent-teacher conference either. It was a long one. It was about 30 minutes of them just talking and explaining, oh, he's young, he does this all the time with a bunch of people, he probably didn't think there was any harm behind it, which, you know, I didn't, but apparently it is, and he gave a bunch of reasons of why I shouldn't do it, and it was a crazy thing. But luckily at the end he let us go, and well, we didn't hear much about it for the rest of the year. I mean, he didn't have me write him any more notes after that, but, you know, it got away with it. It was good. Didn't get suspended. Probably had a little bit more awkward of a relationship with that teacher, but, you know, it worked out in the end. And Mr. Henderson, if you are watching this right now, you probably know who you are. Still one of my favorite teachers, though you kind of overreacted there, just saying. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button, and if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. I would love a new addition to the Snake Army. Yeah, this story was kind of an embarrassing one, so I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for laughing probably at my terrible elementary school experiences. But if you want to, I have yesterday's video playing on screen right now, so go ahead and click that. It'll take you right to it. It was a video on the iPhone 7 and my thoughts on it. It's a good one. You should probably go check it out. And also go follow me on Twitter, because I do stuff there and you can help me decide my future videos and what I make. Also be sure to check out these 3 guys listed below, and I will see you guys on the next video tomorrow. As always, Whiplash signing out.